So following up on the importance of breathing, I think it's important to talk about um, how it really affects us and what it does to the body that makes it so important um, and impactful. Um, First of all, the breath is free, so you don't have to pay anybody to take it. Um, and that might be the single most important aspect of it. Um, this is yours and yours alone, and nobody can take it from you. So if you ever feel stressed, at any moment, you always have the breath. No matter where you are, on a plane, in a car, at your desk, you always have the breath. So take it when you need it. Um, but diving more into the physical plane, um, if you can imagine, we go through life with various stresses, all of us. And all of those stresses, from the moment you come out of the womb to wherever you are now, are stored somewhere in the body. Just like muscle memory, there are like hand-eye coordination. You learn how to swing a bat, right? And the more you do it, the more you don't even have to think about it. You can just swing a bat, or you can shoot a basketball, or a number of other things, obviously, to write. A write becomes so, you don't have to think about how to write, you just write. The muscles, at the same time they're storing muscle memory like that, they're storing muscle stress, mental stress, anxiety. All the negative emotions are stored in the body, in the hands, in the legs, in the stomach, in the heart, in the head, all over the body. And the more stress we feel, the more we store, we push it to different parts of the body, and the body is very smart, so it won't just store everything in one place. It'll push it to various things. And a lot of us develop weird ailments for no reason, but because we've pushed a lot of negative energy and emotion to those places. And I think a lot of modern science is showing that any disease, all disease, results in some way from inflammation. Inflammation is just an unhealthy cell. And I would argue, and I think a lot of people who are in this space would argue that inflammation results from stress, anxiety, depression, all these negative emotions which have built up in the cells and haven't been treated or healed properly and haven't been released. So breath is a way of taking in all this fresh, new, oxygenated air that has trace amounts of water and all this good stuff and pushing it down into the body and clearing the body of toxins. So imagine just taking a wave of goodness and pulling it into the body and flushing the body. And then with the exhale, we're getting rid of all of that negative energy, that negative emotion, and flushing it out. So we're replacing old with new, stale with fresh. And the more staleness we have in the body, the sicker we will be. But the more living, breathing air we're bringing in, the more alive we will be. The more alive the cells will be, the healthier they'll be. They won't be inflamed. They can use oxygen. They can be hydrated with water. There's a lot of benefits of breathing that are physical, very, very physical. And so once we are deeply breathing and doing it a lot, we start to clear all that inflammation. All of it starts to reduce, including inflammation of the mind, which might be our biggest problem in modern society, is that we have so much information in the mind, so many images we see on a day-to-day basis, so many words, so many conversations, so much action. We have so much in the mind, and the mind is not evolved enough to take it all in without clearing it out. It's like a computer. If you overwhelm a computer, it will start to malfunction. And so the breath is a way of bringing oxygen to the mind and clearing out all of those thoughts, all that unnecessary information, And once you start to clear that out, once the stresses start to be kind of forced out through the breath, and the mind is alive with oxygen, when you're really breathing, especially in breathwork classes that are for more than 10-15 minutes, the mind opens up. The heart rate will start to beat a lot faster, but not with anxiety, just it will beat faster because you're more alive. You'll feel the breath moving through the body, literally. So you'll feel breath going down into the feet, through the legs, through the arms, into the mind, into the heart. It will start to open everything up, and you'll feel it on a very physical level. And as you start to open these things up and release some of these toxins, some of these anxieties, some of this old energy, the body will feel fresher. And after 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of deep breathing and consistent breathing, your body will feel new. And not only will it feel new, but you will feel very present. And the reason you'll feel very present is all of these overwhelming negative emotions will start to clear, and all you're going to feel is the present moment, because nothing is burdening you. The mind feels clear, and when the mind feels clear and healthy and present and alive, it's happy. It feels whole. It feels free. And when the mind is free, you also feel more creative. You feel more engaged. You feel more compassionate. All the positive emotions which are innate in humans, we are born with good emotion. We are born good. I believe that, and I will always believe that. All of those things start to happen on a more regular basis, on a more present basis. So those emotions feel present on a consistent basis rather than just at a wedding or with a kiss. You don't need like very positive experiences for those things to be elicited. They actually just start to be present in your general life. And that is all through the breath. The breath clears and heals at the same time. But on a last point, you have to be willing to let go. If you want to heal, you have to be willing to let go of everything that came before. And some of those things might be positive relationships or relationships you thought were positive, emotions you thought were positive, goals and objectives you thought were positive, like financial objectives, owning a home, being friends with somebody really cool, looking really cool, looking hip, whatever it is that you thought was important, you have to be willing to at least look at it. You have to be willing to let it go. Whether you do let it go or not, whether it does affect you positively or not, you have to at least be willing. Because as you get into the breath, it will just refocus you. It will reorient you towards a clearer, more focused, free path. And if you're not willing to go there, not knowing where it will take you, it won't work. So the breath is your tool. It is the door that you have to walk through, but it doesn't guarantee where you're going to walk to. It's just the first step. But I've never, ever, ever heard a story where it doesn't lead to a very, very positive place. So on a physical level, on a spiritual level, the breath is it.